Hello everyone, we are start preparation for our GE exams. So the first topic is quadratic equation and the subtopic is polynomial. We learn about polynomial so many times, like if we said polynomial for x should be a0 x0 plus a1 x1 a2 x2 a3 x3 plus so on till an till xn. These kinds of expressions are known as polynomial. We learned it yet before in our previous classes. But now we can say that what is polynomial, just revising it, that a polynomial must power should be whole number, which means we can say that 0, 1, 2 and so on, whatever we have. And the second thing is that power must stop at some point. These are the two key points for polynomial. Other than that, we have a number, we have an expression is a non-polynomial, which means the negative power, the fractional power, the roots, which indicates the fractional powers, are not a polynomial. For example, we have 2. Is this polynomial? Yes, it is, because this one is like x power 0. So we can say that x power 0 will be equivalent to 1 and it will be converted into 2. So over here 0 is a whole number, so we can say that 2 is a polynomial. P for x is equals to 1 upon x. So over here the power of x is 1. So when we move it to upper side of a fraction into numerator, so it will be written as -1, which shows that this one is not a polynomial. Or you can say that whenever we have variable in denominator, so we have non-polynomial, but it must be कि आप इसको you can solve it separately first, because in numerator and denominator's power should be sought out. Third will be under root x, so it is not a polynomial. Why? Because the value of root is 1 upon 2, as the power is in fractional form, so this one is also not a polynomial. So means we have what we have whenever we have a power as whole number. The other one is 2x4 plus 3x5 plus 4x6 plus so on. So is this polynomial or not? It wasn't polynomial. Why? Because our expression is continuing and it wasn't end at some point. So this one is not a polynomial. My expression should be ended at some point. If we can say that x plus x square plus x cube till x10, so this one is polynomial because it has an end point. Whenever an expression was not having any end point of its power, which indicates the degree of an expression, it will be not a polynomial. When an expression indicates the degree of the equation, then it will be known as polynomial. Now the other topic is factor theorem. If p for x equals to x square plus px plus c and p1 equals to 0. Now over here what they are saying that p1 is the root, then we can say that if p1 is root, then x minus 1 is factor. How would we know? Because we are substituting the value of this x in place of this expression. So we can say that the opposite along with the opposite sign. This one is along with plus sign, so we can say that x minus 1 is factor. Second thing is that we p for 2, so if p2 is root, then x minus 2 is factor. Now for p3 we have to find p3. We can say that x square plus bx plus c equals to x minus 1 and x minus 2. These are the factors. When we multiply the equation, when we multiply both factors, it will give us x multiplied by x will give us x square, and over here we have x square. So what should be the p for 3? So we can say that whatever the coefficient of x square is equal to the p for 3. Now over here we have coefficient as 1, which was not written, so it will be 1, because if we will place any other number, if I will place 2, so it will become 2x square, that should be multiplied by the third bracket as well, so that will become 2x square. If we will place 3, so it will become 3x square, but over here what we have 1x square. So whatever the coefficient of x square, so we can write it as p for 3. So we can say that p for x is equals to x minus 1, x minus 2 and 1. So in place of x we will write 3, so we can get 3 minus 1, 3 minus 2 1, 3 minus 1 2, multiplied by 1 and 1, so it will be equals to 3, which was asked in the question. What we learned from this question about the factor theorem, just revising all the things, that whatever we have the factors, it's quadratic equation, so we have two factors along with x, so the third one must be a constant, because first factor is along with x, second factor is also along with x, so third factor is not along with x, it must be constant. And which constant? The constant which is coefficient of x square in the given equation will be the third factor of this quadratic equation. Doing one more sum, that will make it more clear. Now we have another question. If p for x equals to 3x4 plus bx cube plus cx square plus dx plus e, and all are the roots, so we can say that what are the factors? X minus 1, because p for 1 equals to 0. We can say that the other one is x minus 2, x minus 3, x minus 4. So the fifth one should be constant. Why I said that? Because the degree of the equation is 4, and we have 1 2 3 4, already 4 x's over here, so whatever it is, it will be a constant. Which constant? The constant having the first term, or you can say that the highest term, the coefficient of the highest term will be the constant, so we can calculate it easily, placing x as 5 and get our answer. According to the factor theorem, how can we find the remaining factor, or you can say that the remaining root? By seeing simply that whatever they were giving, they are giving us the roots. These are the roots, so this one is the factor. If minus 1 is the root, then plus 1 is the factor. Now over here we have plus 1 as the root, so minus 1 will be my factor. And when we get all the factors along with x, which shows the highest degree of the x in given expression, then the remaining fifth factor should be my constant. Okay, now hope this one is also revised. Now moving to the next topic of quadratic equation, which is relation between roots and coefficient. This one is an standard form of quadratic equation, and we solve quadratic equation by using the quadratic formula, which is along with plus sign and one time along with minus sign. Whatever we get, the answer is known as roots of the quadratic equation. Now we have to focus that one answer is known as alpha and the other answer is known as beta. So we have to remember that if we added both of them, so we can say that alpha plus beta is equals to minus b upon a. The other one is multiplication of alpha and beta should be c upon a, and the difference alpha and beta is equals to discriminant of the equation, and the modulus of a should be the difference of alpha and beta. Now why we are putting it into the modulus? Because we can say that I just said that with positive sign along with root is known as alpha, but someone said as beta, so we can, for doing so, we are just placing it into the modulus. Okay, now what is d? D is equals to b square minus 4ac, which is inside the root. So we can say that these are the basic formulas which we have to remember for doing relations between roots and coefficients. What is the relation between roots and their coefficients? These are the roots. This alpha and beta are the roots. And what root do? Root satisfy its equation. How root satisfy equation? We can say that if in an equation x is equals to 1 or x equals to 2, if we put these values back into the equation, so it will be equal to 0. So we can say that root satisfy the equation. Just remember that key point. Now we have an equation, so we can say that the roots, the answers of this one should be alpha or beta, which means it satisfies the equation, and equation should be equivalent to 0. So the equation for this one will be a, in place of x we can write alpha square plus b alpha plus c equals to 0, and in place of beta we can write a for beta square plus b beta plus c equals to 0, which tell us that these satisfy the answer, these satisfy its equation. So we can say that if we have an equation like alpha square minus 5 alpha plus 6 equals to 0, and beta square minus 5 beta plus 6 equals to 0. So what we learned from this equation? We learned from this equation that alpha and beta are roots which satisfying this equation. But root for which equation? Roots of x square minus 5x plus 6. So we can say that the value of alpha and beta should be something. We know the factors of this expression because we learned it so many times, and I said that we have to get more grip on factorization method. X square minus 2x minus 3x plus 6. So we can say that x minus 2 and x minus 3 are factors of the given equation. So alpha should be 2 and beta will be 3. We can say that. So we have to focus that alphas and betas are the roots of the equation, but we have to derive the equation for which equation these are the roots. To learn about the roots and coefficient more clearly, we have another example. If alpha and beta are the roots of ax square plus bx plus c, then we have to find alpha square plus beta square, alpha cube and beta cube. So what can we do? We can simply applying the formula. We know about alpha plus beta. If we apply squaring, so it will be alpha square plus 2 alpha beta plus beta square, which is the formula of a plus b whole square equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So to find the value of alpha square and beta square, this middle term should be moved to another hand of the equals to. So we can say that alpha square plus beta square equals to alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha and beta. And we know that the value of alpha plus beta, the value of alpha plus beta should be minus b upon a square, and the value of alpha into beta will be c upon a. Minus b squares will be b square, a square minus 2c upon a. Now we will get the LCM of both of them, so it will be b square minus 2ac upon a square. We get the value of alpha square plus beta square. Similarly, for alpha cube and beta cube, what can we do? We have to apply a formula of a plus b whole cube, which will be a cube plus b cube minus 3ab and a plus b. To get the value of this one, we have to move this one to that side, this whole expression. Alpha cube plus beta cube equals to alpha plus beta whole cube plus 3 alpha beta, it will be plus and then minus alpha plus beta. With the formula of plus, everything will be plus. Okay, so we can get the value. Now we know the value of alpha plus beta. The value of alpha plus beta minus b upon a's cube minus 3. The value of alpha beta is c upon a, and alpha plus beta again minus b upon a. Cube of minus b should be minus b cube, and a cube minus and minus plus 3 b into c, bc, a into a square. And when we get the LCM, so we will get the answer as minus b cube plus 3 abc upon a cube. So we get the answers by seeing only roots. Hope so this video is very informative and helpful for all of you. In next video we will solve some question related to coefficient and roots of quadratic equation. So stay tuned, do subscribe, take care, bye bye.